I am your wonderful hostess with the mostest tonight. I am Matt from cruiseweek.tv/talk reality afloat. We are doing a first podcast for the night. I am super excited, a bit nervous. This will be a very intimidating and interesting type of night for me. So I've done a couple podcasts with you guys here and there before, but not on this scale. We're definitely amateurs trying to get a little bit more out there, trying to use some more tech-savvy equipment. And if you guys have been following me or know me from Season 1, I am not a tech-savvy person. I am just like the voice and the face with the wine glass and the red hair. So let's get started, shall we? So as a newbie cruiser, I wanted to find out more about cruising and all of the amazing aspects that it offered. And each week I'm going to be talking to different guests everywhere in the cruise industry, from cruisers just like you, to different people representing different cruise lines, to CEOs, to people that actually work on land and some of the different excursions. All of them are going to have amazing stories, and I cannot wait to interview them. Our first person of the night is going to be Chali. She has also not been interviewed, so she's a bit nervous like me, so this will be good. I think this is a great night to start off, and we have a great guest. So, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask myself or Chali, please type them up now, and I will get to them later on the show. Okay, so our guest for the night is Chali. She runs the Facebook group Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, Future, and she has, I've been told, approximately 70,135 members as of yesterday. So that's pretty amazing. Cheers. So we are going to get to her interview later on tonight. I just want to give some quick background about who we are and what we're going to be doing. So, let's talk about Cruising Season 1. So if you guys haven't known about Cruising Season 1, it was basically myself, Bird the camera guy, and 4 of my roommates going on our first ever cruise. We went on a Carnival ship, and it was absolutely amazing. We had such a blast. I wasn't really knowing what to expect for the first time, especially documenting it. I've never been a host. I would actually class myself as almost an introvert, so doing something of this is definitely outside my realm of comfort, but I'm slowly sinking into it. A lot of wine or martinis definitely helped me out quite a bit. So for our first season, we went to wonderful different places all around the Caribbean. We had such a great time. We made a lot of new friends, such as Kim and Lou. Our friend Kim, she actually played the adult quest, and we had a fantastic time together. It's such a great time to be able to go and meet people and just kind of let loose. So if you guys haven't seen any of those videos, definitely check it out at cruiseweek.tv. Let us know what you think, and if you guys have any comments about them, leave some, and we will definitely get to it next week. I am very, very excited. So a lot of the different videos, we also did some tips and tricks videos where I kind of went around the ship and I talked about different things that a lot of people might not know about. For example, we did like a smoking tour where like some socially acceptable places would be smoking on the ship. We also found the lucky coin on the ship. Every ship has a lucky coin that kind of just wishes the ship a good luck symbol. It represents a nice, safe voyage, and a lot of people don't know. We asked a bunch of staff members. They didn't even know. So finding that was quite the adventure, and you could watch one of the videos and join Jason for looking for that. Okay, guys, so we are about to introduce my guest of the night, coming live from, oh gosh, why is it scrolling up and down? Coming live from Houston, Texas, we have Chali. And please introduce yourself.
Hello, it's Chali from Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future. Glad to be here. My first interview.
It's so glad to have you here. It's nice to be able to have someone who I would think is just as new as me, because we're both kind of nervous, so this is kind of nice. But you look so composed and ready to go.
Thank you. I'm totally nervous. I feel like I'm like a real live celebrity now.
I
know. I'm on television.
We're both celebrities. Really. Look at me now, Mom. So, when did you go on your first cruise?
My first cruise was actually a long time ago. In the early 90s, I went on the Tropical. That ship is no longer in the Carnival fleet, but my old boyfriend at the time, his family took us on a cruise, and that was my first ship. And I was just so enamored with just even the Tropical. It was such a little ship compared to what they have
Mhm.
now. But oh my gosh, when I first saw it, I was just like, it's beautiful. It's so big. It's so pretty. And I've always loved the Caribbean. My first trip to the Caribbean when I was younger, it was a land trip with my dad, and now I can't wait to get back to see that water and be on the ocean. I love it. Everything about it.
Nice. So, did you like it so much that you just inspired you to make a Carnival cruiser group, or what really led you to doing this?
The group actually started because of a cruise that I was going on, that I had booked in the summer of 2012 with some of my family members and some of my friends,
Hmm.
Dwayne, Ashley, and anyway, so we went on the cruise, and I had just created the group, but it's a funny story about how all that got started because the group itself was more of a roll call for the cruise that we were going on with my family. There was about 10 of us. And then I thought to myself, well, why does it have to just be this date? It was actually the Carnival Magic out of Galveston. So then within the first couple of days, I changed the name of the group to Carnival Magic Cruisers. And then a few days later, I'm thinking to myself, well, why do we have to limit it to just the magic? Why can't it just be all of Carnival? So that's basically what happened is it started with 10 people, and now we're at 70,000. I don't
That's
know.
quite the escalation up
Really
there.
tell you how it happened, actually, except that I love cruising, and I guess my enthusiasm, helped other people love it as well. So,
So, we're pretty new. This is our first podcast, like I'm talking about earlier. So, how did you go from just a handful of people to over 70,000? What's your advice?
well, that is a really funny story about how I actually. Oh, we're having wine, right, Matt?
Of
Because
course! What type of interview would this be without wine? This is gonna be like a
you don't want
staple.
to have wine. So, there's actually a very funny story about how it all came to be with Shipmate, and I was part of a roll call with Shipmate. It's an app you can get on your phone. It's
Hmm.
very useful. And it started out with me being on a roll call for that particular cruise ship, and I went in a lot of roll calls and posted the link to the group, and all of a sudden we went from 50 members one night to the next morning I woke up and we had 400 people in the group. And then the first couple of years, it might have been one or 10 members a day. And then it started getting to where we were adding 75 to 100 members a day. And I was like, wow, this is awesome, wow. And then apparently we become a certain size now
Hmm.
that Facebook, over on the side of your news feed,
Hmm.
there will be suggestions for groups that maybe you have an interest in or a interest in. And so now we've become a suggested group on Facebook. When people type in cruising or anything to do with cruising, our group's going to show up. And over the past 2 months, we've been adding a minimum of 175 to 400 members
That's
daily.
pretty impressive. So, we have a couple questions for you right now. One of them is from Ken. How many cruises have you been on, do you think?
I've been on, I was trying to actually get a perfect count, but I know that I've been on at least 14 cruises because the cruise before the last cruise, I actually got my platinum status finally. So, I know that I have my 75 sail days at least. So.
Nice. So, I'm just a lowly microbiologist at a brewery. So, how do you afford the cruises? What do you do on your spare time besides just manage the Facebook groups?
Well, I'm a hairdresser. I've been a hairstylist for 24 years. I have a very large clientele, and it helps me pay for my vacations. And my husband is a journeyman electrician. He's a blue collar. Shout out to the veterans, U.S. Army, My husband is a journeyman electrician, and we have a comfortable life. We're not rich people, but we also live 30 minutes from Galveston.
Yep.
So we have no airfare. We have no hotel expense. We can hop on a cruise at one of the off months in February or September or October, and we can go on a 7-day cruise for $400 a person. So
nice.
It's really nice being this close, for sure. That helps a lot. I really feel for the people, the airfare, driving, the hotel stays. I mean, it gets expensive, and then when you fly, the luggage issue, you can only have so much luggage. So, because I'm not a light packer, man.
You should see Bird's bag.
Suitcases, and 4 of them are mine between the 3 of us, my family. So,
nice.
I gotta have my stuff.
So I'm, I kind of have a couple different jobs myself where I cut my own hair. So, I mean, as a hairdresser, what do you think? Like, yeah, no.
Hey, it's looking good. I like the red for sure. You know what? The fact that you picked a blue shirt, they're really complimentary of each other. It's looking good. And I just want to say to you real quickly, can I point out the Minion in the background?
Of course.
I mean, y'all know how much I love my Minion.
It's almost like we picked it out for you.
I love my Minion. It got a little Santa Claus hat on. I love it. It's perfect. Thank you so much for bringing it along.
Of course. So, a couple questions. So, we're starting to get a lot of people on our page ourselves. How do you manage all the different comments and questions? Like, how long do you take to respond to people a day usually?
Well, when it first started out, I was able to handle it pretty much on my own. Me and a couple other people were able to administer the group, and it wasn't a problem. But, I mean, I would like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to my admin. My admins, wow. I mean, okay, I have a list of names here, but that's for later. Those are for other people. But my admins, Rosemarie, you girl. I couldn't do without Rosemarie. Seriously. I mean, all my admins, you know who you are. I know that y'all put time and effort. When I get back, I will. But until that time, this is voluntary. These people put their time and effort into this to make this a fun family cruise group. We don't allow fighting. We don't allow name calling. We're not going to, that's just not something we're about. We're about sharing information, and that's all. And my admins, I mean, for them to be so loyal to me, even though I don't offer them anything but my friendship, and just all of y'all, Charles, Keitha, I mean, there's so many, I can't just say them all at once. I mean, I'm going to blank, but all of you, there's like 23 of us now that have to manage. It's like herding cats, Got a lot of work to do. And if it wasn't for them, I don't think I could do it by myself. I know I couldn't.
So one of our wonderful people are asking, her name is Karen, she says, what's the most asked question on Facebook? She definitely wants to know more.
Is Cheers worth it?
Oh.
Shout out to the sarcastic group.
Cheers is always worth it for me.
I will just clear this up for you now. If you drink more than 7 alcoholic beverages in the course of an entire day, this includes your port day, then yes, Cheers is worth it.
So, I mean, I would say it's worth it, but I may or may not partake in 7 or 8 alcoholic beverages a day. I would definitely agree with that statement for you. I 100% back that up. If you're a drinker, I would recommend it.
Like even, and it's like whether you bought Cheers or you didn't, you would have paid the same amount, so it doesn't really matter. But I mean, think about it. If, when I go on a cruise, I'm on vacation. I may start out with a Bloody Mary or a mimosa. Then I may sit out by the pool and have a couple of Kiss Me on the Lips or a couple of Miami Vices. And then from there, I may go take a nap. But then I may catch up with dinner and have a glass of wine or 2, maybe. And then you head off and you go out to party at the disco. You're having drinks. I mean, if you're eating and drinking in a 24-hour period, 15 drinks is, it's good enough for me.
I think we maxed out 2 times on our drink card. It was a day we just finished filming, so we kind of rushed through it because you have a 5-minute period before you can have your next drink. So I think we probably did it in maybe 3 hours. It was a rough morning the next day, but if it's over a course of the day, it's really, you don't know how much you spend. It's good.
I would say there was one cruise that I went on that was definitely where it did not turn out in my favor. It was normally a 7-day cruise will have 3 ports. But the cruise that I went on, actually the year that I started CCPPF, was a cruise that had 4 ports on the 7 days. It was on the Liberty. We went to San Juan, Grand Turk, St. Thomas, and Half Moon Cay. And we had 4 port days. So the cheers did not seem to work out because the sea days are when you're going to use that, benefit the most with your cheers. So if you have more than 3 ports in a ship, I would reconsider cheers.
Mm-hmm.
That's
nice. One of our wonderful Facebook people, Devin, asks, I know 4 or 5 of different spin-off groups.
I know it's you, girl!
How many do you think spin-off groups have been created because of Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future?
How many friends?
How many spin-offs of Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future do you think have been created because of you starting the group?
Probably, there were some cruise groups out there before I started, a few, but I would say just about every cruise group out there has been started. The thing about my group is we cover all the cruises.
Mm-hmm.
Thing about, we cover every port, we cover every ship. We're basically, everybody that likes to cruise on Carnival, here we are. As far as other groups have become more of a specialized group, like, we have Galveston Carnival Cruisers that Stephanie runs. You have specific cruises for the Breeze or specific cruises for the Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of branches, like even like the divas.
Mm-hmm.
Give a shout out to the CCPPF divas. Every cruise has gotten bigger and bigger. Our last cruise on the Liberty, we had over 100 of us on there. All divas, all together, all met because of this cruising group. And we had the time of our life. Mike Pack. Oh, I'm sorry. Mike Pack was a different cruise. I'm sorry. Frankie the Tank on the Liberty. He's an awesome cruise director. He was so helpful and just everything we needed, he did. But we're the divas, so of course he did. He had to. But anyway,
so it sounds like you met a lot of different people on your cruises. How many friends do you think you've met?
Friends? Hold on, Matt. Can we toast?
Definitely.
I'd like to have a toast. Okay. So I asked Matt before the brought podcast if I could give a shout out to some of the people that I've met and come to love so much because of this group. I see these people on cruises and other, activities. Like we have people that live in Texas that are close by. We have people that don't live in Texas that still come to our activities and things that we get to do behind the scenes. And all of these people are so dear to my heart. And if it were not for CCPPF, I would have never met them. So I have a list. And I'm going to say it really fast, okay?
Okay.
We got Adrian Cozumel. This one's a hard one. This is going to take me a second. Alberto Miguel de la Plata. Alberto, I'm talking about you. And then we have Amanda, Andy, Angela, Ann, Barb. We've got Beatrice, Betty. We've got Debbie. We've got Brad McKee. May you rest in peace. Brad McKee runs the Cruise Mates. I'm sorry. He did start the Cruise Mates group for solo cruisers. Nicole Ye is now running that group because unfortunately Brad passed away not too long ago. I was able to meet him, but I still wanted to give him a shout out because I love my Brad. But anyway, so after Brad, we've got Brandy, Carrie, Celia, Charles, Christy, Clay, Clint, Denise, Dennis as an animal. We've got Dwayne. We've got Ellen Bannon, Ellen Knowles. We've got Eric Ashley. We've got Jack Carson's, and y'all know who Jack is. We all love our Jack. And then we got Jay Wallace from Freeport. Loving my Jay. We've got Jeanette, Jerry, Jim. Got 2 Jims. We got John. We got Josh. Hart, who actually made this map right here for me on this little driftwood thing right here. We got Joshua. We got Julie Littlepage. We got Julie Fowler. And we got Juliana. We got Keitha. We got Kim. We got Chris. We got Liz. We got Robert. We got Lori. We got Lorraine. I'm almost done, y'all. We got Linda. We got Maribeth. We got Melanie, Michelle. We got Natasha. We have my husband, Nicholas. Love you, honey. We've got Pam, Paul, Paula, Philip, Rob, O'Connell. Okay, we've got Robert. We got Ronnie. We got Rosemarie. We got Rose, we got Shannon, Sharon, Stephanie, Stephen, McPhee. Okay, so the Stevens, we got Stephen Burton, Stephen Littlepage, Stephen McPhee, Susan, Tabitha, Terry. I'm sorry, Terry's my mother. Thank you. I love you. Tara, Timothy. We've got Tanya, Tracy, Tressa. We've got Vicky, Wanda, and William Burton. Sir William Burton. I love you.
Okay, let me ask you this next question quickly.
That's just a small list. That's not even all the real people that I've met through this cruising group. The friendships, and I mean just the divas and everybody else.
So it sounds like you have a bunch of people that you've made a lot of friends with. So how would you compare your Facebook group with other different ones, and how would you say that yours is different from them?
Like I said earlier, I think really the only difference is that a lot of the cruising groups are specialized to a specific, either a specific port or maybe a specific cause. Then there's cruise groups out there that are like they swap clothes, which I think is really cool. Like you have an elegant night dress you've worn once. You can go in the, I can't remember, cruise wear swap and shop, and you can post your dress on there and sell it for, half of what you paid for it, but you get a little bit of money, somebody gets a new dress. So, all of the cruise groups, I think, after this one are more specialized to a specific category. But Galveston Carnival Cruisers with Stephanie Gaida, she's right behind us. I think Stephanie, are you at 40,000, 35,000? She's right behind us. And that's just a Galveston specific because Texas loves to cruise.
Nice. So we're going to be wrapping up with this interview. If you guys have any final questions, please send it to us. So what's one piece of advice you'd give to new cruisers for the first time they step on the ship?
I think for my first cruise, I wanted to do everything, and you should, especially if you think that might be the only cruise you might go on. Some people, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but do everything you want to do. Ride the water slide, go to the chef's table, go to the steakhouse, dance in the disco, sing at the karaoke, play bingo, watch a movie at the dine-in or at the theater, do all of that stuff, and then as time goes by, and if you've been on a lot of cruises, you might find more time to relax. But your first cruise is no time to relax. Your first cruise is to do everything you possibly can. And then you will learn from there. You won't have 8 suitcases. You won't be so exhausted when you get home. But on the first cruise, I say do it all, do everything, have as much fun as you possibly can. You know, it's all right there before you. It only takes you leaving your cabin and making.
I really enjoyed it because what our cruise director said was, I will never see these people again. People are probably going to recognize me pretty well now, especially if I'm going live to many, many people who follow you and me, and I already have my occult following, but we'll get to that later on. And it's just neat because you can really let loose and just kind of be yourself. You're not afraid to go to the club and just dance and just kind of embarrass yourself a little bit. It's nice to just let loose because the majority of the time you're not going to see those people again. Definitely just
Matt,
let it go,
yeah,
as Elsa would
I would
say.
agree with that. I would tend to agree with that, except,
Oh,
you know, these people do see me again.
good point. Good
I mean,
point.
we're talking about. I've been on cruises with those people that I gave a shout out to earlier. I mean, these are people that see me again. But you know what? I'm on vacation. I'm there to have fun. I'm there to let loose and have a great time. And if there's pictures of me that, you know, look silly or look crazy, I don't have any makeup on, you know, maybe I'm not as skinny as I should be in my bathing suit, whatever, I don't care. You know? It's time to let loose and have fun because
Exactly.
I mean, I have access to cruises a lot more than other people do because I live so close to a port. It makes it a lot more affordable. But if this is your first time, if this is your first cruise, do everything. Do it all. Have a blast. You know, do everything. And if it's not your first cruise, you know the drill. You'll have no matter what. You figured out your niche. You know what you like to do to have fun.
So thank you so much, Chali. It's so great to have you on. So speaking of cruises, we are going to be doing Cruise Week Season 2 because we got so much love and appreciation for our first season. We are coming back again because everyone wants to see more of me. And maybe other first-time cruisers or something. You know, that's important too. But, you know, it's me and all that other funness. So we are going on the lovely Carnival Vista October 29th of 2017. Super excited, and I hear we're actually going with Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future, and yours truly. So you're going to be joining us?
Yes, I am. The Carnival Cruisers Past, Present, and Future 4th Annual Group Cruise is October 29th on the Carnival Vista out of Miami. It's a Halloween cruise. We've had our inaugural group cruise was on the Carnival Magic, and it was also Halloween. And the Halloween cruises are incredible. They're amazing. If you don't bring a costume, you're a minority. You have to bring your costume. You have to dress up. We have a group set up just for the cruise. You know, we have costume theme nights. We have a cabin crawl. We have a slot pool. We have a door decorating contest. We do a raffle for St. Jude's. We do all the activities that a group would want to do, and it's so much fun. We already have. I can't remember off the top of my head. We already have at least 75 cabins booked on the Vista. We have completely taken over deck 7 on the Vista, or it's either deck 7 or deck 5. But there is one cabin on that deck that is not with CCPPF. We don't know who it is, but there's one cabin that is not us, and we're like, either they're going to love us, or they're going to hate us, because we're there to party.
They'll definitely be a member after, so I'm sure they will be.
We have costumes every night. We have all the activities planned. We have group excursions. We have hotel rates. We have everything. We get it all together. I mean, this is a big deal. Our inaugural group cruise on Halloween, we have over 400 CCPPF members on that cruise.
That's going to be pretty intense.
Amazing. It's going to be that way again. And to be on the Vista, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Nice. So again, that's going to be for Cruise Week Season 2 on the Carnival Vista, October 29th. We're going to have 2 girls, 2 guys, and a YouTube celebrity. Who it's going to be, I have no idea yet. Bird's going to be helping me with that later on. So if you guys haven't joined Carnival Cruises Past and Future, definitely check them out. Check us out on cruiseweek.tv. Like us on Facebook. Leave us some love. If you guys have any comments or questions for us, send us a message or leave us a comment. We will definitely try to get to it next time. Yeah, so I think today went pretty well for it. Let's do our final wrap-up of the night. So make sure you guys friend us or follow us, turn on your notifications so you guys know that we're going to be going live every Saturday. I'm going to have to clear my calendar from now on, but that's great. I'll move my drinking from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and I'll be good to go. So I guess I will see you guys next time at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook and on the site. If you guys have any final questions or anything else, definitely let us know. So, okay. Who would you guys like to see on here next? If you guys want to see any specific person on our interview for next week, let us know in the comments, and we will try to have them on, or in the future. We will try to get to as many of them as we can. Some people are a lot easier to book than others. Thankfully, Chali was so great and receptive to us tonight. We had a fantastic time chatting with her. Yeah, so again, our studio is looking a little bit bare. So if you guys see anything around that might spice up our studio, or that you just kind of want to see on the shelves or anything else, we will definitely put it in here and we'll guys give you a shout out. We will be addressing the address where to ship them to later on. I guess that's pretty much it for a wrap for tonight, guys. So we hope you guys had a wonderful Facebook Live chat with us. We'll be back next week. Have a super duper night, everyone. Be safe. Have a fantastic weekend. And make sure your glasses don't empty out like mine. See you guys later.